Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey everybody, it's Zach, aka Zach's Reviews. We are back again with another video, and guys, today was Loki Day, episode 2. I think it was called The Variant. It was a really good episode, guys. I'm really enjoying the series so far. In this episode, we actually get to see Loki in action, actually with the TVA, and they're trying to find the Loki variant. And they don't know who the Loki variant is. There was a scene where they showed us different variants of Loki. One was like a Hulk-looking variant. One looked like a bicyclist. And like I love how like had different variants, but the one Hulk Loki variant looked very funny. But we actually get to see him in with Agent Morbius, and they're actually trying to find the Loki variant, doing research. And you see Loki finally trying to finding his grounding in the TVA. Like you see him he looks the part. He is doing research in the TVA. Honestly, it's very funny seeing Loki look like he at work almost. It's funny that he looks like he's at work. It was just a really good episode, and we get to see a little bit more of him trying to find out where, how he would think, and how how that Loki would think of that variant. He's trying to figure, if I would do this way, how would my variant do something like this? And it's cool because he figured out that, maybe his variant would be hiding in, disaster situations, global, destruction situations. So I love how, he, figured out that that's where the variant must be camping, is where, it wouldn't affect anything because dangerous, outcomes are already happening there, so that the variant can hide there. I thought that was really clever and cool, how that's where the variant would hide, where it would never show up on the TVA's scanners of that something is happening there. And it's actually cool because that's just a clever way to hide in a place, especially for a Loki like that, where a Loki would hide in destruction, where it couldn't be detected. So that was cool how Loki figured that out, especially because I love how the entrance when they enter I guess the cart place or whatever, it's I guess where hurricane's happening. That was a cool transition. How we see this, we see how bad the hurricane is, and they end up going into the it's almost like a cart mart almost, and I thought that was a cool transition. The music is on point, of course. I really love the music in the show. And we end up finding out who the Loki variant is, and it's, Lady Loki. As everybody probably already knew, it was Lady Loki from, the trailers and everything, and it was kind of, confirmed in a way that we all kind of knew. At least I knew it was Lady Loki that was going to be in the show. So that wasn't really too much of a shock to me. People thought, it could be, it could look just like Loki. They were trying to, say, oh, it could look just like you, this, and that, but actually it was Lady Loki. So that wasn't really much of a shock to me. I wasn't quite grasping what she was trying to do, except she wanted to make, I guess, Nexus events pretty much, and pretty much open different, I guess, bridge realities. That's what she wanted to do with the reset charges, I'm assuming. So I'm not quite sure what her agenda is, except she doesn't want to take over the TVA like Loki was, because he tried, reasoning with her, saying, I would love for you to help me take over the TVA, and we could take over the, I forget what they're called, the time watcher, the timekeepers. We could take them over, and we could be in charge of everything. But that's not what she wanted. She wanted something bigger than, because he thought it was about himself, but he's like, it's much bigger than you. That's what Lady Loki said, so I'm curious to know why she did what she did. But, and we end up seeing Loki going with her, so I'm curious, and that's how pretty much the episode ended. There wasn't really much to grasp from this episode, except some Easter eggs. At least I picked up on some Easter eggs, but I didn't know what they meant. Like the pen, I'm not sure whose pen that is, that, Morbius picked up, and, in I forget what's her name's office, but apparently she also has a statue, and it looks like Kane the Conqueror. And I know Kane the Conqueror is going to be the villain of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And I'm curious to know. I mean, I understand like why he's associated in this, because Kane the Conqueror deals with time travel and a whole bunch of other things. And if he is a timekeeper, if he used to be a timekeeper, it's going to be interesting to see why he is doing what he's doing in Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Quantumania. And I told my sister, like, she usually doesn't like the Ant-Man movies. I love the Ant-Man movies. I'm like, yo, this is big time. And Kane's the villain in that, and they're hinting towards him in this. I said, he must be a really big player in this whole, world of the timekeepers and the what do you call the TVA. I said, this is some big time shit we're going to be dealing with in Quantumania. So I was like, and the girl that's in the show, that's like the I guess in charge of the TVA, she actually I think would have was in a relationship, I think, with Kane the Conqueror. Like they were like together at one point or something. So I'm curious to see her story, like how that's all gonna play out and stuff. So I'm really excited just to see what's gonna happen. But as of right now, this second episode, was a good episode, but didn't give us much information on why Lady Loki did what she did, what's her agenda, what's this all gonna lead to, if we're gonna get, and maybe we will get Kane in this series. We'll see him. I don't know, but they are making hints to him in the office. The big head in the courtroom in the back. It looks like Kane the Conqueror. I feel like that's exactly where we're going, and it makes sense that we're getting into the whole future. A multiverse. Different bridges of time opening or different realities. All this stuff. We're getting into it in this phase, and I feel like it makes sense that we're getting Kane and hints to Kane because it's happening in Phase 4. But I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this episode. Again, it was an all-around great episode. Great score. I love the moment where, like, they're playing the music when, Loki finds out about Ragnarok and finds out, like, the casualties and no one survived and everything like that. And like, the death total. I love that music that was playing, especially when he was going to see Morbius explaining to him that, the Loki could be hiding in, events, like, I guess, destroying events. Loki could be hiding there, and I thought that was cool how he was explaining it with the salt and the pepper and the salad and then taking the drink, but his wasn't full enough, so he grabbed it from the one person he threatened in the last episode. I thought that was funny, and started squeezing it in the salad and trying to explain it, and he said this was probably a terrible metaphor, but it just there was just a lot of funny jokes in this, and I really appreciated it, how they're really trying to, like, we see Loki's, like, scheming and stuff and the way he's thinking, but it's like he's almost being, like, I don't even know, like, humanized in a way, because he's in a greater element than because it's hard to explain, but I just love it. I love the way what they're doing with the character. Of course, what do you call Tom Hiddleston just does a great job. I'm really impressed with what he's doing with this character. But without further ado, I'm going to end this video here, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know what your theories are for this series and your theories are for next week's episode. Also, let me know if you guys caught some Easter eggs. And if you guys know any information on those Easter eggs, let me know down in the comments below. But without further ado, I'm going to end this video here. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.